basically it. Honestly, at this point in time, I like this one a lot. Come on, Genshin. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. I'm testing a new spot for my microphone. What is this highlight thing? Give me a shot, mini mouse. Food will work there too. Honestly, not like it will do anything. I have fries. I have dinner. I have food. I'll be eating and playing. I'll go home carb. Yeah. Guys will do the commissions. It's going to be fun playing and eating at the same time. We'll get done some video reactions or something. First, but oh, thank you for the gift, Genshin. Like appreciated. I fought the new boss with a couple of Germans, the bastard. Accidentally started the icon quest because, of course, I wanted the Candace. Nope. All I want is Candace, but I won't get her because that's my life. Yesterday I did a pull and I got Dory. I already had Dory. Gave me an off banner. This gives me something I don't have. Okay. Honestly, I already ditched using Shinobu. Because I don't like that she cuts herself. Yeah. We have a plate of fries and a little tap of ketchup and mayo mixed together. Because that's the way I like it. And we'll have salt. Well, I like my food salty. I don't know why. I've already been told about this in Tumblr. I feel like it. Could do it now. But I waited. And if you're following me on Tumblr, and you're not following me here, you know when I'm live, then you want to watch me live, actually. I'm dead. But if you follow me on Tumblr and want to watch me live and aren't following me on Twitch, then what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't think anything about taking meds. Just a reminder, take your meds. Take your meds, dear viewers, because that's important. If your tea is warm, then just take some water with them. There you go, man. What next? Mm. Here.
If you press a
Oh
leaf
yeah, it's
between dry
underground.
sheets of paper, you...
Yeah, I'm here. Instead. Where did that clear mapping of what's underground? Hello! Hello, Mosha. How you doing? Oh, my phone is okay. I'm great. I have a whole plate of fries. And one of my favorite games got updated yesterday, so it's fun. That was a pathetic jump. This one. Commission summer runs are funny. I haven't even done anything with the update yet. Got on yesterday. Accidentally it triggered the Archon quest because I went to Catherine to report my commissions. Meaning my Sumeru Catherine is not there because she's currently being possessed. So that's always fun when your local commission robot is possessed. Story in Sumeru was already great. There's like a 4-hour long VOD of me doing the whole Sub-Zero's Groundhog Day. Because it was fun. Okay, let's be a bit of a dude.
Keep up.
Just hoping that Sumeru wants to do a bit of Inazuma. I still have one quest undone because not done yet because it's locked behind commissions. I hate quests that are locked behind commissions. Ugh. No, my dude, can you put your ass?
Oz, reveal thyself!
Fun. Alright, go find Catherine that is not possessed. Not in any way. Always spoon. What happens when you walk and eat fries?
Ad Astra Abyssal. Thank you for completing
Yay.
Ad Astra Abyssal.
Okay, around here. Yeah. Okay. It's fun. But I'll just ignore it. And just move on with the story. Marrow City. Just Genshin went first to just name their cities after their nations. Hello, great city of the Mafia.
Let's continue our chat here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Yeah, tall man.
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
Best Archon. Actually, does stuff. Unlike the rest of them.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know
Still not
anything
perfect.
about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
Mm-hmm.
No way, that's too risky. You mean it'd be too easy to get caught? No, it's not that. We shouldn't. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that? That's a good point. I've already tried that. But all the key members of the Academia, even the core of 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me. Have you already caught the sage's attention? I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly. Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
Let her speak.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal. Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously. Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
Smart.
You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work. Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots. Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Sataria?
No.
Sataria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia? We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by now. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilou. I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Sataria has always stood out from the crowd.
Okay.
She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant. Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries. The name Sataria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
From the sound of it, Sataria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes and right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Sataria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite...
Oh, Catherine back. Come let's do her. Hello, Tribe.
This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Sataria?
No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs, have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh? To try.
Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding his future. Can we get a fortune reading for him?
Of course, of course. In that case...
I'm out all the
It would
fries.
seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Right.
Also knocking the god of Animo, questioning the Lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Yeah, my
Love
love.
prospects? No
Will I have a
problem at
boyfriend?
all.
Or more like, which of my boyfriends will like me more?
The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. One who is fated to cross your path will appear on... So many people will fall for you. How could that be? Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune-telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
Not her usual crowd.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could reverse the wheels of fate.
Yeah, no, I just opened my window. Go away, perish dust. Stop making me cough all the time.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep. It belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Sumeru City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with her, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Okay.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
Well, we caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so...
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you look?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret, and I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
It's going to be so confused later because you are taking someone who is possessed. And this is actually a fun kind of possession. I think Catherine's getting
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Sumeru's citizens, after all.
Why don't you give them your Zard and
Hi there.
Given?
I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite...
If I recall, you were having a discussion with...
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering.
Okay.
After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire
interesting.
childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get into the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Guess that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As
Like,
long as I
that
can
was
make
a
it
random
into the
thing.
academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
However, that lady was like, why did that robot talk to me? Oh, was it that in particular?
So, was that everybody?
3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her problems.
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages. So how do we set that up?
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
People.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King, and then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
It's gonna only go great.
So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly. So, that...
Huh? Best of luck? What? We don't know how to possess anyone.
Why me?
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Huh.
Can you do it?
That is
Much
pretty
smarter.
convenient. But why does he have to do this? Can't you do it
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
Of course.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for...
Alright, then let's give it...
Okay. Can you please stop screaming at me?
Don't be afraid
Time.
of mistakes.
Let's do the following day. Okay. Do some thinking. Now do some big brain thinking. Hello, child. I'll now possess you. Hope you don't mind. Have what to talk about. So will I. Hello, lady. I will
here she
move my
comes.
microphone now
Sataria's
because I have
here.
room.
Let's quietly follow her.
I will require you to
Once
move
she
my
starts
microphone.
talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you.
I have no idea what to say.
I'm starting to feel kind of nervous. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find...
You want to do that? Wasn't behind the pot good enough? That was going to give me motion sickness.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you...
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking...
Okay then. Strange. Your cats, I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
I forgot that.
Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Hard.
So, which...
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work?
On.
I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all.
Sorry, your new laugh is just so hilarious.
Please pick the gods are at Sitaria. Why?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking?
Sitaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is,
Gummy!
of course,
Such a
the
perfect
wisest
little
and
actor I
mightiest
am.
of all,
That's what you get for
Scarlet
hanging
King.
around.
The
Animarca.
Scarlet King? No wonder you would have such a demand of me. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish
It's
to replace
hilarious.
his
Look
voice
at me.
of wisdom?
Look at me, it's
Oh,
so
no.
perfect.
As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
She totally knows. She totally knows. Oh, thankfully we're done. I'm on!
Oh, she just ran.
Well done. Sitaria didn't seem to suspect anything
She
amiss.
suspects everything, isn't it?
Perhaps something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her. That must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it seems like
All I know are some abstract Harabatot theories. And in any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch...
she's out of Keem's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
Okay. How about you do it this time, Paimon? Close my eyes there. It's going to be real sad if they
It's
react.
okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
I wasn't paying attention at all.
Gardening? But don't you hate
Well, you see...
Fair enough. I didn't think that was something you would consider. Speaking of,
Thank you so much.
how's he doing? Is he feeling any better?
I don't think he's leaving me because he's retired.
That's good to hear. I've
Because
been
he's
thinking
retired.
a lot about him. If I could get some more time off, I'd love to pay him a visit. Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root. He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because—
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The academia or the I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert.
Go
And
me,
you
go
chose to
me.
betray the Scarlet King.
Those are all the
And now you
lessons
spend all
that
your time
Genshin
with
gave
those
us.
crooks
She
from
was
the
teaching us
Academia.
how to act in her
Hakeem!
hangout.
You don't mean you've also.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. But once everything is over,
Let's keep going. Help!
Come on! Sataria's already started talking with Shishan.
I fell off. As you do.
So,
New position.
Shishan, have you noticed as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. Speaking of strict, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait,
Look at
how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you...
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
just
In
get people.
reality,
Just get
shouldn't
people
you be the one who is
confuse them
ashamed?
so much next day.
You,
Next time she
who
sees them.
works side by side with the Academia and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects?
Please, please stop!
Ooh, you really did overwhelm her.
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her.
she can no longer justify every.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards!
This is the most important part of all.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass it.
Please, try to remain calm, miss.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heretic?
The Scarlet
should be
King! Many people I know have
Miss Sataria. Nothing.
you know my-
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth,
Lady.
Sataria.
Everyone
You
talks
tread a
to
treacherous
suddenly
path, child of the
converted.
Scarlet King. Never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
This woman. Poor
What
woman.
an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Really disprove the lady. Look at me. Look at me.
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
Look at me.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Please tell me, what can
How much do you know of?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zero. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city. even the sages are still quite wary of him.
To fight against the Academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to...
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands... let me see... let's use
the Academia entrance. Wouldn't that be...
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap.
I am busy.
I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So,
that'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro...
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Satar.
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Satar.
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of...
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway.
What about the guy she was talking about? The searcher. Shouldn't we finding that person as well? Give us some time to do this thing. We don't have to go through this too many times. We probably will.
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we...
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out if something were to happen. My existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the Academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's... Off? What do you feel is up? It's the middle of the night. Of course.
No, I think he's right. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets.
Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out a way.
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But now that we're here, let's go ahead and meet her as we planned.
Well, regardless, as long as you're here with us, Paimon feels a little safer.
Everyone needs to give permission to do anything in this house.
There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the Academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards.
I have a bad feeling about this. Saya going to like come and kick her ass. I don't think it's last because it's so amazing.
Keep up.
Got to get involved somehow. At some point. Look at this. What are we saying? What the hell is that?
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
We will have to flee the city.
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last.
The
And to a
Tory.
rather spectacular welcome, even if I
Bastard.
do say so myself.
Can we punch your face?
The outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor.
The Tory. The Tory.
If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
Who's controlling them? Who's my
The
controlling
people
them?
of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha
He is
terminals.
mind controlling
Now they can
them.
deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a
Cheeky
success.
bastard!
And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
Oh no, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Rob?
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
No.
That guy's a Fatui Harbinger. We can't just leave you here.
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru.
Please don't lag. I don't lag. Wonderful. Just put it up to sleep.
Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
You're shit. You have a baby face. That's why you wear a mask. To hide your baby face. To hide his baby face. That's wonderful. Give him a bit pointier chin. Don't be afraid.
This should be far enough. Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her. Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high
Oh, come on, Paimon. He's running to Harbingers everywhere. Of course there was going to be one here.
So scary. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the academia came back recently, and that even the sages are wary of him. Yep, sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor. Yeah, now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in But what are the Fatui after this time? Yeah.
Well, they're after
Things will
nonsense.
be a lot
They're
easier with
always
Nahida's
after
help.
this.
Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But, you mean... Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on... Even though he turned it down at the time, he might... There's no time to lose.
Tainari, my beloved. Going to see you. Introduce us to your other boyfriend, but not mine. Don't worry. All jokes aside, it's pretty serious business. Tutorials here. I don't like him. Apparently, the man got his heart away. I'm gonna have someone already there, the band. Tainari! Tainari! Save us!
Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating ferry. We've got you all right. Take a look around.
Are you mercenaries from the
Corps of 30? We're nothing like that. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the orders of a client.
The outcast? An outcast from... But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Still wasting time.
You're up...
Following orders. New
Solidified!
One with the fart.
Need. I'll take my leave. I'll take my leave.
That's close enough. This is order.
There's always more.
Gather.
Shadow Raven, let night fall! Ah, it isn't over yet! Here comes reinforcements!
Drown.
Take that.
By royal
I'll
Okay, we beat them up. Mhm.
That was pretty rough.
They're actually pretty
Elite
easy.
mercenaries are... Yeah, looks like we'll... But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to... Going up against smart people is tough. Anyway...
Nothing failing. Thank God, Simon. Pretty aptly described. Sure is floating and looks like a fairy. Let me guess, and I'm not going to be here. But there's a Clay! Clay! Hide! Hide that pretty face of yours. There's a bastard in town.
Oh, it's the traveler in Paimon.
Kale! It's nice to...
To be honest, I'm not doing too well. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule.
Oh, Kale! Speaking of Tainari, did he go off on...
Oh, Master Tainari? You just left the Avidia Forest a little while ago.
He left? What? Isn't Tainari...
I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest... No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made sure to delegate all his tasks using a schedule. To leave in such a hurry? Master Tainari originally studied in the Amorta Darshan of the Academia, and Pardis Di is something like the Amorta's research base. Many rare shrubs and grasses have been planted there for research. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent a long time conducting research at Pardis Di.
A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Pardis Di.
Don't worry. I'm fine.
You got it. Will do.
Oh, Clay. Go to Mondstadt and hide. For now. Going to be much safer now, because there's no bastards there. Although the Kaya just put the harness most of the time. Catherine!
Wait! Look who it is! Thank goodness you're okay. We were so worried about you. Hey! This was supposed to be a touching reunion.
Actually, it's very smart of the traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the doctor has shown that his technology can apparently even control human minds. Plus, it's not like you could have known what happened after we split up and I was facing the doctor by myself. Even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential...
Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up.
Huh? But I was...
Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida, tell us more about...
When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the doctor mentioned instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was still with... Luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him just as he was about to
What a relief. The doctor sure...
I wouldn't be relieved just yet. I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds. Also, the doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha Terminal.
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Ugh, it feels like he's too... Plus, the doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make him worthy of being number 2 of the Fatui.
We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were...
Yes, I have. I can see the traveler's elemental energy. You didn't come here for sightseeing.
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari, and the sages once tried to reach out to him. Why don't you...
Okay, let's just hope...
Oh, okay, that will be fine. Hello, friend. Hello. Go, Kara. Hello, ma'am. Have you seen Tainari? Or see us on a date? Or something? Oh, my microphone isn't annoying me. Where it is now.
Traveler?
Hey, Pacia!
It is you!
Hello!
The voice! It's Hypatia!
Ah, what a pleasant surprise! It's so nice.
Who's this?
She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest when we last...
Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends.
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Wait, no. Did you...
What do you think? My consciousness has already managed to...
You did it? Congratulations!
It's so when my consciousness made contact with the gods.
That sounds incredible!
Oh, all right. Remember? I promised to help you understand. My current self has not only gained true insight.
You can do that?
I've never heard of anything like that.
Hold on. I brought some spirit...
Where are you?
All right now. Hold my hand.
Oh, she's already mind controlled. And weird. I have a feeling.
Ready?
Someone kick that thing. I have a bad feeling about it.
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies.
This bastard.
My fury will never be quelled.
Hot bastard.
The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me.
God.
Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounce the world and laugh in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity.
Okay. Scaramouche. So, gonna do the fun
There
diner?
is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
Okay, boomer. My face! That's beautiful.
What was that? Did we actually just see the Balladier's memory? how is he connected to the divine consciousness?
You saw it, right? You felt it, right?
She's going crazy.
If only that which beats within my chest was...
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no Purna life, but rather...
You! Why are... I found divine wisdom.
Hypatia?
That's how I always thought everything... Wait. Have I... already lost my mind?
How are we looking for Pretty Boy Tainari? Actually.
Wait, something...
Already dudes attacking us. And we have another lag. Because of course we do. Okay, we are fighting with dudes. Someone? Who's here? Touched thingies. Oh. That's where she's kept. She's locked. Nothing. Let's see. Okay, got his own Electro Megazord. You have not only the doctor to worry about, but also this crazy psycho. Amazing. Amazing. Tainari! This is because I am Tainari. Oh, there's the Tainari.
We finally lost him. Are you okay, Nahida?
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an... After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? You swapped places? Wait, then where is Nahida?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. I don't think this can be achieved with current... Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pat... The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness. So I... But even in a moonless night, a shower of star...
No! Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense! Since the doctor captured her, even in a moonless night, a shower... Huh. Paimon knows the moon... Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. But she isn't with us anymore.
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana. Does this mean...
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's really hard for us to explain right now.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature of the situation, safe to say I have witnessed that for myself. I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on...
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question.
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that, all I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body? What?
Do you have any evidence? So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad. It's because she made contact with the consciousness of a new god who is still in the process of being...
Tighnari, did you leave the Avidity?
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Party's Dia. If I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to a life of exile at Aru village. Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly highly of Lesser Lord Kusanali, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the doctor, and from your description, I don't think they've completed their project.
What?
There may still be room for
They had no idea where to find the Balladeer.
But then, what is the connection between
Are both the Doctor and the Balladeer going
and
against?
restoring Ermin's soul?
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the Sage's goals. Right, we've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out. How about you, Tighnari? What are you going to do?
I'll stay here for now. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Rabat. That'll be your fastest route. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help.
Thanks, Tighnari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better soon. We're off then.
Okay, time to kick some ass. Well, we did kick some ass there. Some of our ass was kicked. We had some legs. And that's to be expected. I do this as a hobby. I would be playing anyway, so I might as well stream it. Kind of thing. You guys will excuse me, I will just teleport like this. I will eat some candy because I can.
We finally made it to Caravan Rabat. It's pretty light, so just past this. Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall, it's gotta be the divine work of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, right?
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
This guy just like instantly in charge. He's like instantly in
Over
charge.
here.
He was following us all this time. From all this time.
Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
Hello, handsome man. You can be two handsome men. What are we running from? Let's take a sip of water. Oh, these guys. Not like you either.
What the? Where did he go?
Something in common. Other than being hurt.
How did we lose them? They were just here a second ago.
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time? Anyway,
you were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing a long time ago.
We're a bit busy.
There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the Academia.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia? Wait, don't tell Paimon that you're here to take us back on their orders.
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. I can't say that.
It's not Academia, it's Victoria. We've been there for a while.
Had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
It's not Academia that wants us dead. It's a Fatui.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes researcher autonomy. And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Unfortunately, I've run into some difficulties. Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I am to get to the bottom of this, which brings me back to you, and why you're so interesting. The leader of Ainul Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for to have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized.
Alhaitham, you really have a ridiculous...
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the act, but that does prove you do have some undisclosed information. No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you.
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't really...
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources and intel than anywhere else. Well, would you like to head there together?
It's always better to travel with
yeah,
someone you know.
Oh, look at him. Look at him. Captain Hampson. Okay, let's disguise ourselves. Now we're expect the broke astrologer from Mondstadt is up to anything bad. Nice wall. Nice wall. I am a child. No, I am 27 years old. Hello. Hello, the fox. Nice. I have my map open. Just in case. Hello, friend. Here to show me stuff? Proceed to cities and stuff on the way. Then we will collect them and I'll mark them on my map. So I'm not confused later on.
Come with the forest.
There's a new front. I think we've seen them in this flavor. Just yet. Honestly, I don't feel like aiming. So sorry, Tainari. I don't think streaming is the best place for that. So we'll drop you up. Also, these guys.
I can put these to good use.
Okay, there's going to be a thing in here.
Another test.
Hello, gentlemen. I'm interested in our Lord and Savior, my sword in the face.
The hunter. That
Beg for mercy.
I got you. Wrong test subject. Fry. The hunter becomes the hunted.
At least good luck doesn't discriminate by clan.
A dude in a twister? Hello? It's a mushroom.
Rack and ruin!
Let's talk with wizard. Okay, it's nice to know. I still have these. It's going to go always night here. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. 5, 6, 7. And a viewpoint. Nice. Nice.
I can put these to good use.
Before like that. Let's go with this. I have nothing to offer to you, right? Yep.
Shut up!
It's going to be a win. Yep. Look for a team with a windy person then. And that's the stuff we're going to be dealing with here. Also, I'm not just this team out. I don't really use them much. I don't like using my cushion.
Chests appearing out of thin air? This needs research.
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert folk.
Whoa, this landscape is really something.
And we have stuff to do. Who's going to trap us now? Wow. Well, I'm on a date with my hot boyfriend. And our floating fairy is here too. So we do stuff other than making up. Insane. This guy after your hot boy. Oh, he's a sword user. This guy is a... Just handsome violence. Chill, we can talk. And target stare at your brother's chest. Don't worry.
Sino. Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
Oh, Hatham. Do not think you can escape my judgment, just because you managed to
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more accurate description?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me.
Wait,
Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra, as well you know.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is that, Al-Hatham? Did you call him General Mahamatra?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a formidable hunter, and the ultimate nightmare for any who have committed academic crimes.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Al-Hatham, to the point of blocking an attack for him.
Here's our guide.
I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not...
Has Al-Hatham done something wrong? Hyman doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out to be.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Al-Hatham, I saw it during our fight. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person.
Are you
very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's
He's a
senses.
dendrophile, and another icon clearly likes him.
The Divine Knowledge Capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What and why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, as far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the wall?
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two? Ugh. What you would do, Traveler?
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Weren't you playing bodyguard for the princess? Oh, it's nice to have someone we can trust.
Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out.
You can always trust Day and her boobies.
We're gonna start fighting again!
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day, that's for sure.
It's not helping us.
Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds.
Yeah, tell them. Not even understood them. Disrespect is there.
Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
Just bung them both.
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so...
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
Yay, someone with brains! More people with brains!
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you
All right, stop.
Just bunk them both. Bunk them both. Jeez. Bunk them both over the head and then just stop being hard for each other. Because that's all it is. It's all sexual tension. Nothing else. Just standing with an edgelord. Just two edgelords. Just kiss and make up.
Well, hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru Village.
Our savior has come at last! Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather gets rough.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like
I
a
like
nice
this.
older sister.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should return. As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar. And now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever to us.
Bunkum.
So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another, and put your hostile feelings to rest. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may...
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear.
I want her.
Which of you will...
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should...
Wait, that was you trying to be a
I have nothing to hide. So there's no shame in While all Hatham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clearly did not match the project's. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, to my surprise, the person responsible for the erroneous data was none other than Grand Sage Azar himself. I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request, but I soon found that all leads and potential... I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very beginning. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no right to judge us.
Savage.
So they really are up to no good.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain their control over knowledge. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the Academia of today. I believed it would be wise to flee the Academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. This way, they can no longer see nor predict my actions. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority. Once I find the truth, I will administer judgment by my own.
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. Well, plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels... Well, Sino, if that's your story...
When I was investigating the matter in the Academia, I overheard a conversation. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the divine knowledge capsule, and I think we deserve an explanation.
Yes, I was indeed After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told... Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information. Namely, that divine knowledge indeed exists. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy.
We all don't like sages, so why not
Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone, even as a reward? So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the divine knowledge capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom in committing to this rather than collaborating with the sages. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ainul Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the Academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect anything. So it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidence.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the Academia. You were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Al-Haytham helped us out at Caravan...
I'm willing to apologize, if that's... I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied. After all, curiosity often proves to be the most dangerous thing in this land.
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion.
Savage.
Answer me this.
Okay, girls, we both
Did the sages share any information about their project with you?
I know
Have
what they're doing.
Made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the Acad...
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven...
As you wish.
I know what they're up to.
Good. I'm
Can't
glad to see you two clearing up your And now you, Dia.
I believe... Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out. My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the Traveler and is currently recovering from her illness at home. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. I was actually looking forward to a pretty exciting time getting back together with everyone here. But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went downhill from there.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your style. In that case, welcome back, dear.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those creatures in the sandstorm.
Creatures?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
I don't know.
The winds died down. That means the sandstorm's over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she alright?
It's fine.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. Alright, let's go. We've been here long enough.
I know what the sages are up to. Can I solve the question? Okay, let's see if there's anything for Robin in here. No, there's nothing here. Let's leave. It's been a while since I've used sucrose. I wouldn't have anybody did anything. There's some quests. Thing overhead. Oh, waypoint. Like this. I'll go exploring and doing quests another time. And by doing quests, I mean grabbing them. Hello, Candace. Oh, I know those guys. I fought them before. Don't worry, I can help.
Oh, Candace, you're still fighting?
Yes. They just keep coming in waves.
Leave this round to us. I got inter-
It's been quite a while since I've seen the Flame Mane in action.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
I have only just the powers on this.
Hey! With sword comes shadow. Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up? Incoming! Speed of light! Hey! Go! Animal test 6308. Incoming!
Nice. We've kicked some ass now.
The creature stopped appearing. Was that the last of them?
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm. So we should be safe for the time being.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Get a kind old man to talk some sense into people?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the village's elderly and children. I am the chief of Aru village. Everyone usually...
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask if such sandstorms are common?
I can't say they've always been common, but recently the storms have become increasingly severe and frequent. Besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes, According to an investigator who stayed in the village a while ago, these unusual natural phenomena are related to the withering of Irminsul.
Another effect of So, Irminsul's withering causes withering zones in the forest, and sandstorms and earthquakes here in the desert?
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul. These regional symptoms can indeed be a reflection of Irminsul's present state.
Everyone in Aru Village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Village keeper? Who are they? Village guards like Candace?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru Village refers to mad scholars exiled here by the Academia. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity after a period of training in the Avidia Forest. The Academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars. So...
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. One by one, the village keepers have been mysteriously disappearing without a trace. But no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay around the village for the next few days, I'd appreciate it if you could keep an eye out for them.
I've had encounters with those people in the past. I'll see what I can do to help.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your past sins? I'm fascinated by how you think.
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you, regardless of my position or identity.
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert in these kinds of investigations. Thank you for your help.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. First they lose their sanity, now this! We need to help get them back home, safe and sound. But, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino? You seem like you really don't trust him.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job than some of my former subordinates. Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so far.
I'll do it here. See how much of the story we can do. Before I decide I have enough of streaming for today.
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in a strange incident. The Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. A mysterious phenomenon exists here. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after spending some time here, they invariably begin to calm down. Initially, the people of Aru Village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholars. But a strange incident one night changed that. Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him, the then chief of the village was preparing to take everyone to safety. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated from him, like a divine glow against the backdrop of night. Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, all the houses remained upright, almost as if they had grown roots reaching deep into the ground. In the end, Not a single building collapsed, and no one was hurt. After that, the people of Aru village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness, and began to refer to them as the village keepers.
The soft green light? A mad scholar protecting... Paimon thinks so too! Actually, Sino, do you know if any of...
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the academia could still monitor their activities. With that said, the main Akasha system would no longer have any interaction with them.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they...
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you possess much more information than I do. So, what do you make of the story? Really?
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali would...
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. I'm just struck by your reasoning. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. Is she really active in Sumeru? The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanali, and I've never had any reason to doubt their views. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds. To me,
yes,
she might as well have been a god that never existed.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it?
I've spent many years interrogating criminals, so I can easily tell when someone is lying.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth!
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a liar.
Of course we did.
You two really must have met Lesser Lord Kusanali.
We're some of her biggest
How can
fans.
this be? To think, our Archon has been amongst us this entire...
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use for this investing. But easier said than done. Especially since we don't have any leads.
Excuse me, are you here to help me?
Huh? Who are you?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak.
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa. Why do you have to call...
The person you're referring to is not a local. Yet you...
Grandpa is just Grandpa. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I want to find my
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us, or... I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was. But I had a vague...
Whoa. Hazen wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp...
Sorry. I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went.
All right. But...
Yeah, that's just chicken. Oh, we go here. Candace! Where's Haggis? We're scared. Also, this waypoint right outside this house is kind of useless because there's like section for 7.
is super vigilant. Is this what all the Matra...
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you...
I had a feeling he'd go looking for you.
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. He really wants to get his grandfather. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment in the city. He was raised by his grandfather. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various families in the village took turns caring for him so he could survive. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar bore a striking resemblance to his grandfather, and thus often spied on the man. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. Although Isak referred to the man as his grandpa, he was afraid and didn't dare to approach him. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling Grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to become more lucid. He even noticed Isak hiding in the distance. So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village, where he patiently taught the boy the names of the stars, and accompanied Isak until he fell asleep. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize his grandpa no longer recognized him. However, even so, Grandpa retained his calm expression. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy, but appeared to be living in his own world, almost as if he were sleepwalking. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace, and would follow him all the time, asking him things like, "Grandpa, want me to take you somewhere fun?" Or, "Grandpa, could you tell me stories about the stars again?"
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad. It seems like they both deserve so much better.
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some form of hardship or regret. But even so, we must still continue on with our lives. It's also my reason for fighting. I must continue to protect this land.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching over them.
Huh? What?
No, nothing. As long as Isak keeps
turning
his
him to
word and
Lahida.
doesn't get in our way, we can take him along.
Yet have him in
Perhaps
less
you're more
Lord
compassionate
personality.
than I gave you credit
It's going to
for.
be there for the next
Please accept my
Sub-Zero's
thanks on
festival.
Isak's behalf, Sino.
Okay, but we're not dragging the child along because he's a child and he will get hurt. Child, do stay at home. We're going to try to bring Grandpa back, but we can't promise anything. It's meant to be did.
Hey, Isak!
Oh,
it's you guys! We've cleared everything up. Let's go find your grandpa. Really?
Why are they the child?
All right. Let's ask the local...
Okay. Since my coughing is getting worse, I'll end the stream here. And we'll carry on with the story probably tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow sounds like a good day. It's Friday. This was fun. Like, very fun. And yeah, hope you guys had a good time too, whether we're watching the VOD or we're live here. And remember to follow me here on Twitch. Don't know when I'm live with more Genshin and other games. Maybe go to my YouTube if you want more. At least most of my previous VODs are there. And maybe follow me on Tumblr. I post stuff there, mostly about my fanfics. I also have Twitter, but I don't use it. But it's a thing. Yeah. Hope you have fun.